Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this afternoon mountain weather update. All right, here's what I'm seeing this afternoon. Latest data, latest trends. Dealing now, first off, with a southern track storm system. This low is coming out of California, now moving into parts of Utah, Arizona, moving into parts of New Mexico and Colorado through early 1-5, and then that storm system exits. Behind it, we look to the Pacific Northwest. Some very light appetizer vanguard type snow moves through Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado on 1-5. The main storm, the one that does the pattern changing, is on 1-6-1-7. Drops out of the Pacific Northwest and into the interior, and that changes everything. And I'm at this point now counting 3 different storm systems that are part of this cycle. So you've got the pattern changer, 1-6-1-7, a second storm, 1-9-1-10, and a third storm system around 1-10, 1-11, 1-12, 1-13, somewhere right in there. So potentially 3 different storm systems, and it could be coast to coast. In other words, these lows that are coming out of the west are potent. And by the time they get to the northeast, they're holding together, and in fact, some cases even strengthening more. So we're looking at 2 to 3 different storm systems potentially for the northeast as well. This initial one on 1-6-1-7, which is the storm track's been wobbling north and south. It has wobbled back to the north a little bit, so that has increased my totals in this afternoon update. I'll show you that. The one on 1-9-1-10 is going to be windy, a powerhouse storm system, and it could deliver heavy snow at the onset. So we'll talk about all these in this update. I want to take you over to the water vapor this hour. So again, oranges and reds represent your drier air loft. Your moisture is there in your whites and your blues. There's the southern track storm moving through Utah, Arizona, and eventually into Colorado, New Mexico, and then it departs. This is a strong area of low pressure. That's our pattern changing low. That's the one that comes in and just changes everything across the west. It sets up a nice storm track. It buckles the northern branch, the polar jet, and brings in all the cold air and sets the stage. And there are 2 additional areas of low pressure behind this thing that will track in behind it and affect the west. So let me just show this to you on the forecast radar and satellite. That's the current state of affairs. So you can see the southern track low in that shield of snow passing through parts of Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico. By early 1-5, it's departing. Here comes that vanguard snow. You can see it racing down on 1-5 through Idaho, Montana, the Wasatch, the Tetons, and eventually into Colorado. It's very light appetizer snow. Here comes the main low from the Pacific Northwest. By 1-7, widespread snow from Banff all the way down to New Mexico and Arizona. Snow in the Tetons, the Wasatch, Colorado. And late in the day, it continues to snow in many of the same places. Now on 1-8, the storm moves out of Colorado. Here comes the storm number 2. That comes in from the Pacific Northwest, and that one also crashes into the Intermountain West. And then potentially on 1-10, 1-11, 1-12, 1-13, there's a third area of low pressure that comes in. So I'm going to show you all of these in the jet pattern. I've got several maps. I've got a few additional in this update to really illustrate how this is going to play out. So here's 1-5. You can see the jet starting to buckle coming out of Alaska and Canada. That area of low pressure, that trough will really just help to buckle this entire pattern and bring in the cold air. So here is 1-7. This is at the heart of that area, that first area of low pressure, the pattern changer. Look at the deep trough coddling that area of low pressure through Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Wyoming. Now, eventually that storm moves away, but here's storm number 2, 1-9-1-10. Broad trough sweeping through the Intermountain West. Look at this one. I'll take you all the way out to 1-12. This is storm number 3. And you've got northern branch support. Look at the southern branch, the subtropical branch just banked up against the Sierra. That could be very interesting for the Sierra with that third storm system. And again, just a broad trough across the Intermountain West with snow. Let me show you what these final 2 storm systems look like. Here's 1-10. You can see the storm system dropping down through the Intermountain West. Widespread snow. Here's 1-12, storm number 3. Look at the widespread snow on 1-11, 1-12, 1-13. And potentially heavy snow down through Tahoe and Mammoth, into Utah, the Wasatch, the Tetons, and eventually into Colorado. All right, let's talk some numbers. So tonight through tomorrow, light to moderate snow, southern Utah, parts of Arizona, New Mexico, and southern Colorado. Here's the big period. 1-5 through 1-12, and likely going to extend this out to 1-13 with tomorrow's update. I have this feeling. And you can see it. Now, on this map, you're looking at all the snow accumulation that occurs from 3 different storm systems. So it doesn't all accumulate at one time. It takes 3 storms, and whenever you see the purple color, that magenta, that's a foot or more. Look at the aerial coverage of that purple magenta color. There are a lot of places that are going to see a foot or more of snow out of this 3-storm combo. The numbers in California have trended up from my morning update because of that 3rd storm diving further to the south and hitting the Sierra. The numbers in the Wasatch have gone back up to 2 or 3 feet. 2 or 3 feet for the Tetons. 10 to 20 inches in Colorado, mainly western slope and southwest Colorado in that purple shade. 10 to 17 inches for northern New Mexico. 1 to 2 feet up in interior BC. 2 to 3 to 4 feet from Whistler to Baker to Rainier to Stevens. 4 or 5 feet or more for parts of Timberline and Bachelor. So the numbers are still very big there. And look at central and northern Idaho. Potentially 2 to 3 feet of snow with that rich flow of moisture. Northwest Montana also benefiting from some of that overrun. Okay, let's go to the Northeast. So we're back to bigger numbers. Part of the equation here is that this takes into account 2 different storm systems. 1617, the wobble is back to the north. That increases totals in Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine for 1617. Then 19110 is also big. That storm, like I said, is a powerhouse. Will come in with high winds and heavy snow at the onset, 19110. Depending on the track, it may turn over to a rain-snow mix, even at some of the ski areas on 110. That's not set in stone, but no matter what happens, it looks like there will be an initial period of heavy snow. I'll fine-tune that as certainly we get more information in. But guys, that's going to do it for this afternoon update. A lot of little nuances have changed, but we're headed in the right direction. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Take care.